appreciate everybody taking their time to come out. So we want to be respectful of everybody's time and sacrificing their time. So we'd like to get started and stay on course as much as possible. I know everybody's got a lot to do to get back to.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much again for everybody being here. I know we had some folks that's come in from our 9 o'clock meeting. We do appreciate everybody being here. I would like to welcome you to the Yancey County Commissioner's announcement. We're excited about this economic development issue that we've got going on in Yancey County, and man, this is what a shot in the arm. And we do appreciate everybody being here. Very, very, very excited about what's going on right now, what has been going on, and definitely what is going to take place in the near future. We've made some friends. Actually, we've made family. I think that we have meshed so well together. And I just want to welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm going to turn the microphone over to our county manager, Ms. Lynn Austin, and I hope everybody's excited about the asphalt plan. So.
I'll go ahead and say that I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out today. I know it was pretty short notice this week. We had a chance to do it, and we rolled with it so we can get this thing going. I want to recognize our guest that's here. We have some folks that was able to get here and pull some strings from different representatives and senators and congressmen's offices. And so we just want to say welcome, thanks for coming. We have Robin Ramsey from Tillis's office. We have Tommy Louder from Congressman Edwards' office. Unfortunately, Senator Heiss and Dudley Green, Representative Dudley Green, wasn't able to be here today. They're in Raleigh and didn't have anybody to send in their stead, but they send their well wishes and happy thoughts to us for today. Heather Hockaday from the town manager, worked with us pretty good on this project. We're all hand in hand. We appreciate that partnership. Bill Slagle from EDPNC has been a huge monumental aspect of this project, and we appreciate him and his office. Jamie McMahon, we called him. He was able to come. I'm so glad he was. He started this project with us before he left us. He started, this was a vision of his, so I wanted him to see how it came out of, those dreams did come true on this piece of parcel. So we appreciate you, Jamie, and hard work you put in on the front end of the certification and getting some grant monies and stuff on that parcel and getting things rolling. And then we have Sanford Holzhauser that helped us certify the site, and we appreciate Bill Carroll and his team for coming and doing that for us and making things more readily available, and a little preliminary work done on the front end so it's easier for us on the back end. So I just want to say welcome, and we've got a bunch of our department heads and county staff here, and we always want them to share in the enjoyment and take it back to their offices. So we appreciate it. Monica's here from the Mainland Community College, and Dr. Boyd's here as well. And Dr. Boyd's been a huge part of the training program that is going to go along with this project. So we just appreciate them being here today and their support. And we have Julie Wiggins from the COG and Chris. They have been interested in this project as well as far as the land, and they help us a lot of times with grants and different things going on in our community that makes us able to do these things. So thank you for being here. Thanks for the short notice. And thanks for the public to be here too. And as well as Kathy Amos, she's here from the school superintendent. We appreciate you being here. And Edward Fortner, the chair of the school board. So thanks for being here. If I've missed somebody, I may have not seen you come in, and we apologize for that. So I've tried to scan and make sure we did. Oh, and then we have Sheriff Shane Hilliard. Sorry, Sheriff. In the back, and WKYK and WLOS. We appreciate y'all coming out today as well. So on for the project, let's get going. It is with great pleasure that the Yancey County Board of Commissioners and the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina welcome Paradigm Energy and Storage LLC to North Carolina as the newest corporate citizen of Yancey County. Paradigm Energy and Storage LLC is an innovative and forward-thinking company poised to revolutionize the energy sector in North Carolina. Paradigm offers a unique blend of direct energy solutions through both online platforms as well as physical locations. The vision of Paradigm Energy and Storage LLC is to provide tailored energy solutions that optimize efficiency and reduce the operational cost. Paradigm Energy and Storage will provide 150 jobs backed by $175 million of investment. Yancey County will be home to their headquarters, and we're so excited to see Paradigm Energy out there on that parcel. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Chris McHenry and Paradigm Energy Storage LLC owner. You want to stay right there? So welcome. We appreciate it. And I can't forget his wife, Pia. So I appreciate it.
I really appreciate everybody coming here, and it's been a road. And I'd like to give you a little bit of background on how all this came to be. I started this company over 7 years ago, and we knew that there was a need, and it was a huge need, to change some things in energy that would make this a better world for our children, our grandchildren, and for the people that come behind us. And so we sat out on that, and it took us quite a while to figure out. And just like everybody sitting here from this area, I know what it's like to have somebody tell you, no, you can't do that. You can't come back in this amount of time. You can't do this, you can't do that. Well, every time they told me I couldn't do it, it just, fuel for the fire. And I come from a very humble background. I am the son of a shrimper. I know how to work. I know how to make things, build things, and move forward. And I have been coming up here for several years. And we vacationed up here a lot. I stayed on Pensacola Road, stayed on Mount Mitchell. And I was here after about 5 years of coming, or 4 years, I can't remember. And I was sitting there one day and I said, you know what? I sure would love to live here. I sure would love to run my company down in Florida. Heck, I could fly back into, I could, do this. Because your greatest asset in this area is you, the people. You're the most beautiful people that I've ever met in my life. I'm from a place called Fernandina Beach. Some of you might notice it when I say this. I'm from Amelia Island. Growing up, I didn't even know it was an island. There was 800 people on the island, and 500 was the McKendricks, us. I didn't know that you used money to buy things until I was about 10 years old. I didn't know certain things, and you know what it was? It was because of the love of the people there and how kind we were to each other. We'd play football, on an open field somewhere and get thirsty. Shoot the house right across the street, you just walk in the front door, get you a glass of water, say hello to whoever's there. That's it. That's how I grew up. Everybody cared about each other, And then I came up here and I started noticing all these similarities from when I was younger. And I was sitting here one day and I said, you know what? I said, why don't I go and just talk to the chamber and see if there's any room for somebody that wants to kind of go change the world and change things. And so I walked in and I met Mrs. Mann, Elaine. And she says, well, I'll do this, I'll do it. The next thing I know, I made Bill Slater. Then I start meeting all these other people, right? And so it starts becoming very clear of where my company needs to go. I looked at your jobs, I looked at your communities, I looked at everything, and I said, this would be a great thing. And I kept praying about it, I kept thinking about it, I kept running financial models, I kept doing all the things I do. And all of a sudden, Helene happened. And when Helene happened, it knocked our power out in Florida for a little while. And then I finally got to turn on the TV and talk to some people. And my first call was to Elaine. And I finally got through to her. And I said, how are you? And she goes, my house is gone, all these things. And so I hung up from Elaine. And my next call was to Bill Slade. And I said, how are you? He said, we're devastated. And I was sitting there and I felt helpless because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go buy no chainsaws. I couldn't buy enough food. I couldn't do things, right? And so in that process of knowing that my friend Elaine and my friend Bill was hurting, and there's nothing to be done from my point of view, I said, okay, what's the next right thing to do? The next right thing to do is come out from up underneath this. My entire life has been about should have never went to college, should have never done this, should have never done that. And when I started out doing this, I had every engineer that was somebody tell me, there ain't no way you can do that. And I said to myself, I said, wow, little do they know what's coming. So I started about it, and we got it. I went to my guys, Chris Rosenwald sitting here on the front. He's been with me for 6 years. And I said, guys, we need to go to North Carolina. This community's hurting. I drove down Pensacola Road and I had tears in my eyes because I went down that road so many times and it was so beautiful. And I watched what happened. I watched what happened to everything here. And even though it looks daunting and that hill is high, remember this. This ain't no hill for no mountain climbers. And I think each and every one of us and every person I have met here are mountain climbers. When you have favor with God, nothing is impossible. And I cannot help but think that we have favor. Paradigm's role in coming here is several things. Put jobs in the community. Put money in the banks. Provide jobs to people like Mr. Nicholas Riddle here. He's one of your residents. He was our first hire. He came in 2 weeks ago. I had a talk with this young man. And he didn't know me from Adam. I've been knowing him for 5-6 years. I got a bad back and I would buy this salve from him. Because at work, my doctor said, hey, you can do that and that'll help a lot better because I don't really like pills or anything. And so I kind of got to know him and I asked him one day, I said, what's needed? What's needed here for your generation? And first thing he said is good paying jobs. Then I said, what's your future? And he, I'm going to get married, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I don't mean to embarrass you. And he was like, child care. And me being from my financial background, go back, running numbers, and I said to myself, I said, well, if I pay him this and we start him out at that, we bring daycare in here, we could change the projection of everything. That way mom and dad can work and bring money into the home. It can be an environment that's positive. It's an environment of a can-do attitude, not a I quit, I give up, I don't know if I can do it, gosh, I hope I can do it. Paradigm, me and my guys are not like that. Sun comes up, we're going to work, sun goes down, we go home to our family, tell them we love them, get some rest and go back at it again. And our goal here is to support the communities here in Yancey. We're going to be doing some business in some other counties, Burke, McDowell, Mitchell, and all over there. And our goal, our primary goal, and all of my guys know this, is one thing and one thing only, is to come in here and get as many jobs as we can possibly get to the young adults and to the people and to the children, and we can put hope out there, you know, and we can move forward from all of this. Most of my guys, we've all been through hurricanes, been going through them my whole life. I know the difficulties that it brings with it, but I can tell you one thing, your persistence in getting back up on your feet was very inspiring to the United States of America. There cannot be an American that did not sit back and watch what happened here and said to themselves, is there something I can do? And I think most of them had great hearts. A lot of them came, you know, and they're still coming. But the beauty of all of this is you. It's not me, it's not what I do, it's not what we do, but it's you. You're an inspiration to people. You're an inspiration to other towns. And when we get finished with all this, I've told several people here this morning, and I'll say, I think our greatest reward is going to be the generations that come behind us. When they sit there and they look at what their granddad did and their dad did to get this community back on the feet. We didn't complain. We didn't go, oh, poor me, or oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? Where's the government? Where's this? Where's that? We said, okay, let's pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, go out there and work. Let's get something done and get it over with and move forward. And that's what we plan on doing. And that's what Paradigm is here for. I think that my company is going to be wildly successful. Everybody tells me all this stuff. And tells us, oh my gosh, we're going to change the world and all that. That's fantastic. That's great. But what about the people? What about the lives? What are we changing there? Because, you know, my Lord Jesus Christ, He's not interested in money. He's not interested in what you got. What He's interested in is your heart. He's interested in your soul. And He's interested in what you do in His name. So our goal is to help the children here. Our goal is to put jobs out here, put money back in these banks, put money back in this economy. Get this whole area, all of these counties, moving forward. One foot after another, head down, finish the job. And do it right the first time, and do it with class and character. And I hope and I believe that my guys at Paradigm is going to make your community proud. My guys are pretty good people, come from good families. And I tell you this much, and it makes me almost choke up. They actually care about you. They do. They care about you. They rearranged their lives. Not one said anything about it. They all said one thing: how do we go? When do we go? When do we work? And what do we do? Which, to me, is the epitome of what my company is. We're doers. Okay? And that's a little bit about my company and all that. You're going to find out I'm probably one of the biggest morons you're ever going to meet. I am not this brilliant person. I'm not some savant. I'm not some genius. I'm nothing. I'm the son of a stripper from Fernandina Beach. And I'm pretty much outwork anybody on the planet. That I can say. But here's what I really want to say is, I know you guys interact with each other in your community and everything, but one of the most beautiful things that I've seen through this whole process was how much these people here cared about you. I mean, it impressed me to no end that in our negotiations and everything going on, it was always about you guys. It was always about giving you that opportunity. Let's get out of this. Let's do what we got to do. Let's roll up our sleeves and go to work. And every conversation I had with all of these people here has been honest, up front. I couldn't begin to tell you. It was like we just sat down and said, okay, we're on board, let's go. Let's figure this thing out. Time's wasted. And that's what your elected leaders did. How do we help you, Chris? And I said, how do I help the community? We got together and we said, all right, let's do this. Let's figure this thing out. Okay? So, in everything, I appreciate the opportunity that you guys have given me and my company. my family, my friends. I got great friends here, sitting right here. I mean, we're doing business and everything, but I look at them more as a friend. I don't think about the business side too much. I look at our friendships that we forged over the last 6 months. And we came a long way. We did. You know, and I just want you to know that I can't promise a whole lot. I can promise you one thing. You will get my very best. You will get everything I got. Some of these people around me that have a saying about me, and you'll get noticed about me, is you got to kill me to beat me. Here, I'm a competitor. I like to win. I like to move forward. And this is worth winning. You know, you go through life and you go, why did this happen to me? What, you know, back in '88, why did that happen to me? You know, and all these things. And how I see it is, I was built for this. I was built for this. I'm that one that you want to go throw out in that arena. And let me go, you know, fight for you. I'll do that. And all my guys will too. And I do promise you that when we start putting these jobs out here, these young adults, they're going to come into a situation where they're going to learn skills that are needed globally, and huge shortages in technology, robotics, energy, all of these things. And here is, in a nutshell, not only the jobs and the people, but that was the main thing. Now here goes the business side for you. What we're attempting to do, and we will do, is this, is Paradigm is going to become a global corporation. We're going to be building energy systems all over the world. We're going to teach our children the robotics that move the energy. We're going to teach our children how to manufacture solar modules. We're going to teach them how to build everything and anything that's energy that makes sense and there's a market for. They will have a skill set like there's no other. Dr. John Boyd has been instrumental in us figuring out how we get these children into school. You know, get them taught some things. Come out of school, come to work for Paradigm, and hit the ground running. We keep moving, we keep pushing, we keep going, we don't stop. We build energy all over the world. And when you have that kind of resources, and you get to see these children grow up, and your grandkids grow up, and they're getting these skill sets, you're going to see that they can make good money and they can stay here in this community. They can take care of mom and dad. They can take care of grandma and grandpa. Family. And we're trying to foster that mentality. Is that you do the next right thing, you work hard, you love your family, and you respect your family. That's kind of the goal. Okay? And if you don't mind, I would like to ask all of you your cooperation in all of this. There's so much to be done, so little time, but anybody and everybody, I want you to feel like this just isn't a company, it's a Paradigm coming in from Florida. This is nothing. We're all going to live here amongst you. We're going to be a part of Yancey County. And we hope, we pray, that we make you very proud of us. And it makes you proud that we are here. You know? We have such an opportunity. And since I've been here and coming here over the last 6 months, I've heard two things. I've heard people in the Ingles grocery store, and I don't say anything bad. I've heard them say, man, I hope we make it out of this. Man, I hope this. Man, I hope that. Man, I hope this, hope that. Okay, well, that's all fine and well, but we got to do something. You can't talk about it, we got to do it. Okay? So I'm asking for your cooperation and for your support for what we're doing here in this community. If you have any issues with anything we do, please get a hold of me. I'm not hard to find. You look at me, I'll be eating somewhere, you'll find me. Trust me. And if you know Bill Slavely, you know I'm going to be eating a lot. So, but I really did want everyone here to understand that we did not look at you and go, oh my gosh, we can make a bunch of money, we can do this, we can do that. We looked at you and said, these are the people that are coming out of a bad time. I've been there. I know what it's like. I do. I understand what it's like to hurt. And I also understand how to overcome that hurt. There's many ways that you can do that. So we're hoping that we can teach the people in this community, this younger generation, we can instill some values and principles that me and my guys live by, and most of these people up here live by as well. That our God goes before us. And our God went before us here. My company is here. We're going to give you everything we got. I promise you that. And we will not fall short, because what is happening in the culmination of today, with these people sitting here, and Bill, and Dr. Boyd, and all these people, Elaine, I mean, we came a long way in a short time, and we had to trust each other along the way. And I think if there had been like one of them, I don't know what they're called, those shows where they follow everybody around and all that, I think if there was a camera and you got to see our interactions, and you got to see what we did and how we went about this, you know, you would be very proud. You would. Trust me. Nothing but class, character, and love and care. There was no selfishness anywhere. It was all about you. It was, every bit of it was about you guys. Okay? So, having that said, I give all glory to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. If you don't like that, I really don't care. I know what I need to do. I hope, once again, that I make you guys proud. You put a lot of faith in me, and I'm not going to let you down. Okay? I'm not good at much. I'm not. But I am good at getting in a fight and sticking it out and not quitting. Okay? That's one of my traits. And like I told Bill and told everybody else, other than that, I can catch you a fish and a shrimp, and after that, you don't need me. I'm a burden to you, you know. But we are going to bring as many jobs as we can possibly get here. I promise you that. And we will take care of these people here. They will know that they're loved. They will know that there are expectations. We will set the bar very high. And just keep us in your prayers. There's going to be bumps and there's going to be bruises along the way. But my gosh, that's something we can overcome together. I don't think there's too many people ready for all of us to come out. Because I just told somebody here today that I think the world of them. I said, you know, I got your back. And I got their back because I love them and I care about them. And you can ask my guys. There's a saying at Paradigm, and we live it. And at Paradigm, if you don't live this, we get rid of it. And it's very simple. It's not rocket science. It's God, family, work. And that work, and I deviate for no one. That is what we're bringing here, and this is the kind of people that's coming to your community. Okay? But I appreciate everything that y'all have done. It has been a pleasure. It's touched my heart, your love for your community and your people. Like I said, if they'd had that camera and followed us and listened to us, it would change trajectories, it would change opinions, it would change everything. Because no matter what we do, if we do it in love, and God blesses it, and God is there for us, and He has went before us. So, and I'm not trying to preach, I'm not trying to do anything. All I'm trying to do is tell you, you don't get the best out of me, you get the best out of my people. And if you see anything contrary to that, please get a hold of me, and we'll take care of that too. Okay? Thank you.
Real quick, there was a couple of questions that were proposed to several of us, especially me when we were out there a few minutes ago. We were mingling around. A lot of folks have, in your title of your company, it's Paradigm, and it's storage. It was energy storage. The big thing was storage. And I think that posed a question about what exactly that meant. And I was trying to explain to the media as well as some of our folks here about what that is, a renewable, transportable energy source. Did I explain that correctly? And the storage will be in the batteries that you will be facilitating and fixing and making, and being able to transport those to different places. So in a time of emergency, the grid might go down, the energy grid might go down, so you'll be able to facilitate power to hospitals, towns, elementary schools, high schools, and the list goes on and on and on. And that will become global eventually. But we'll be able to get the energy that's needed from point A to point B in a very short amount of time. 15 seconds. So there you go. That pretty much sums up what it is. I will let Mr. McKendry speak to you more. He'll be here. You can talk to him and ask him a few more questions. But this is exciting. It's amazing, the technology and the ingenuity that's been brought forth in this. Chris, we appreciate you being here so much. Thank you for that. But the question was about the storage, so it'll be the batteries that you'll be facilitating here on site and being able to transport those in seconds. So
one key thing about that is the most important thing for you to understand is our batteries and everything we do is non-hazmat. We cannot start a fire. As a matter of fact, we tip our battery over and we can put the fire out. Everything has been done good. We have done all of our due diligence on safety. Our batteries, basically what we do is we transport energy, and without going into a whole bunch of detail, and I know this is going to kind of throw you a little sideways, is I eliminated the grid. That was my main goal when I started out 7 years ago. Because, and listen, be very understanding of this fact. The utilities are not at fault here. They've been placed in a box by our federal government, and they have to operate in that box. The grid is outdated. The grid creates problems, and the last thing we need in Western North Carolina right now is a fire. That's what happened in California. That's what started out over there. We've eliminated that problem in our business model. Okay, so I figured there would be some questions about that and the safety of what we do. But we are totally non-hazmat whatsoever at our site and where we build and where we produce and download energy.
thank you, Chris. We appreciate that. Nothing going into the air, nothing going into the water. Totally green, totally safe. That was one of the aspects that we looked at, we talked about, and was very impressed with your business model and the way that you had already covered those bases. So we are definitely green friendly, for sure, and we appreciate that. All right, next as we're moving along, it's not on the slate, but I do want to recognize Mr. Bill Slagle for a very special presentation. I think you all have realized that Chris McKendry and his family, MSP, and all the folks that we've been with him are just like us. And that's why we've meshed so well. But there's one problem. Bill, go right ahead.
I met Chris 2 weeks after the storm at Blue Ridge Boutique Hotel in Spruce Pine. We began our negotiations and contracts contractual reviews. And for the last 5.5 months, all I've heard is the Florida Gators and the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, that is not a pretty blue, if you ask me. So all I've heard is, we're the defending national champions. All this, you know, the SEC is the best in the land, and all this. And of course, for those of you who don't know, Chris was starting linebacker for the University of Florida. And his quarterback, Curly Bell, I believe. And so he has a little history down there, and he sends a lot of money over to the Boosters Club, and he gets special seats and all of this. Well, that's over. And Chris, we're going to give them the truth. We're going to give her the same and I told Chris, if God's not a Tar Heel, the sky's not Carolina blue. So, it's been my pleasure to work with. And again, to this group of elected officials, to Lynn and her whole team, I had John Boyd, I think, on the first visit, second visit. Couldn't have done it without his explanation of what Malin will bring to the table in the way of training.
Yeah.
But again, I have to give a special accolade to Jamie. You did the work. That side will be there. And Dale and his team, they just validated what Jamie already knew. And so when we recruit companies or companies expand in North Carolina, if you don't have a product to show a client, you're wasting your time. That's what it amounts to. So we're pleased with this. Chris, it's in my honor, and I appreciate having you and Tia as your friends.
Bill, now I think it's official, they're family.
Let's go to work.
Let's go to work. Let's go to work. I think it'd be great. Feel free. This concludes our meeting today. Feel free to ask questions, to talk to any of us, especially the McHenrys and his team. They will be able to maybe elaborate a little bit more on some of the things and questions that you may have. But thank you so much for coming. We appreciate all the media outlets for being here. Hope this was informative. Look forward to doing business with Paradigm. Thank y'all for coming. Okay. Thank y'all.